have a question for you. Is your favorite fusion Gogeta by any chance? Maybe that's how you stumbled onto this video. Maybe you're a fan of non-stop action that may even be senseless at times. Well, you're in the right place, because in this video we're gonna see just what happens when the strongest version of Gogeta we've seen yet releases his true power, so stay tuned. Topic that's been pretty hot, not only on my channel but in the Dragon Ball community as a whole over the past few months, I'd say, has been the concept of a second tournament of power. Well, luckily today we don't necessarily have to theorize, because Super Dragon Ball Heroes has made its return with the continuation of its own Super Space-Time tournament that consists of not only warriors from different universes but different timelines as well. Things have compacted now though, as the Hooded Warriors led by Ios, the former Supreme Kai of Time, finally appear, and this is when things would hit the fan and the tournament itself would crumble. When we return to the battle against Ios, who had just recently used her Time Power Unleashed state, she now stands before Ultra Instinct Goku. The battle looks set to begin any second now, but before either Goku or Ios can make a move, I had to remind you guys to hit that like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you've been enjoying anime content like this. But this is when a huge supernova breaks through the dimension and everything begins to crumble under the weight of this surprise attack, but Goku is able to save the Supreme Kai of Time before the platform is narrowly decimated around them. This explosion gets the attention of all of the other fighters in the tournament, and when the smoke clears, both Ios, Kronoa, and Goku have barely survived that attack. "You alright?" Goku asks Kronoa, who responds yes, but all three of them wonder where that attack came from. "I see. I felt your presence," Ios says, "but to think that premonition of evil from space-time was you all along?" From the shadows, this is when Demigra finally shows himself again. But this isn't some regular form of Demigra. This is Majin Demigra, who holds the Cube of Time Scrolls, which means he now has dominion over space-time itself. Demigra would declare that from here on out, he'll be known as Dark King Demigra. He summons forth a great evil from the Time Scrolls as energy beams into the sky and expands around them. Goku immediately senses evil aura manifesting, and when it hits the ground, it takes the form of Omega Shenron of all beings, but fused with something much more sinister. "Who are you two?" Goku would ask, and Demigra replies that they simply have come to exterminate all mortals from space-time. Mortals and gods alike. No one is to be spared. An entire era of endless fear to create one dark demon world, he goes on, as we begin to see a realization of the world that Demigra relishes. One of pain and suffering for everything in existence. Even though weakened, Goku refuses to give up and let these two have their way with reality. However, Demigra has been waiting for the opportunity to put them down. Omega stops him though, saying that he wants to be the one to kill them with his own hands. He leaps towards his weakened opponents, but Goku stands in the way to protect them. Omega releases an alarming amount of energy all around him, as this glistening red aura would illuminate the battlefield, causing even Goku to retreat. "After this, I'll destroy everything until there's nothing left," Omega says. He begins creating another massive spear of destruction in his hands before launching it at Goku. Before it's able to wipe out our weakened Saiyan, who can only hope to try and block it, however, it completely disappears. Someone else has arrived in the nick of time and saved Goku for once, but this is a hero unlike any other. A blinding yellow aura overtakes the battlefield as a new warrior has arrived. One with fur all over him and a tail. When the light subsides and this being would open his eyes, we'd see that none other than Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Gogeta has arrived and made an absolute joke of Shenron's attack. Of course, Gogeta can't help but talk Omega a little. I mean, he should know how this is about to end. We've been here before, right? Or maybe not, because Shenron makes the same mistake again of underestimating Gogeta's power, who gracefully stops Shenron's entire charge with a single finger. He's even able to flip him and sends him flying into a wall with that same single finger. Omega begins to lose his cool and fires off a bunch of ki blasts that all land direct hits on Gogeta. When the dust clears, however, not even a scratch, as Gogeta just loosens his shoulders, telling Shenron that he never changes because that was about as ineffective as ever. In true Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta fashion, he continues to mock Shenron, which this has to feel like shit because there's no way Shenron doesn't understand that he is just out of his league right now. Shenron declares that this time, however, he'll erase Gogeta without a trace and soars into the sky. He begins preparing another devastating minus energy ball, but this time with enough power to exterminate whatever comes in contact with it, as it swells in power to the size of a small meteor and then compacts and begins producing lightning. Gogeta has something up his sleeve as well though, as this is Ultra Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 power we're talking about, and it can finally be put to a true test now. He begins charging his signature move, but this Big Bang Kamehameha is charged with the power of 2 limit broken Super Saiyan 4s, so it easily, without much resistance at all, obliterates Omega Shenron as Gogeta gets his well-deserved dub against this guy this time. Even with Shenron gone, however, Goku and Vegeta, and thanks to this weird momentary alliance, Ios, still have to deal with Demigra. Unfortunately for them, the evil that Demigra released doesn't stop at the corrupted Omega Shenron. 2 more beings appear from the sludge, but this time, with who is hidden behind that silhouette, even Ultra Limit Broken Gogeta 4 may have his work cut out for him. So in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, we now have 2 Ultra Limit Broken Super Saiyan 4s, and I honestly couldn't be happier, fellas, because even though I know that this is just a promotional anime for the arcade game, there's just something nostalgic about seeing Super Saiyan 4 get so much love, especially in this episode where they just pretty much gave us an entirely new Gogeta versus Omega Shenron fight, which is pretty dope. From the ending of this episode though, it seems like the next is gonna feature a battle between Super Saiyan 4 Broly and possibly Ultra Limit Broken Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, of course if these guys can stay fused that long. And knowing what Broly is capable of and having that broken ass ability that lets him just get stronger as he fights and being in Super Saiyan 4, who do you guys honestly think could win a battle like that? Let me know down below in the comments. I mean, if we're gonna be completely honest, Gogeta's on a time limit, so he has to get that done relatively quickly, which I don't think is possible against someone like Broly. But anyways, that is gonna do it for today's video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching until the end. As always, I really appreciate it. Super Dragon Ball Heroes is always a fun one to go over. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes the animation is crazy and it's action packed, but it's always a good time, right guys? So if you guys did enjoy the video and you haven't already, consider leaving a like down below because it is the easiest way to support the channel and get the content out there a little bit more. And lastly, don't forget to click that notification bell and the subscribe button to always be notified as soon as the video goes live over here. Follow all the socials on the screen. We are on Twitch and Twitter, of course, guys. But anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.